So what are the shortfalls of nursing school? Whew, this one gonna be spicy. What is good, you guys? NWA here, Nurse Pat. Today we dropped in some heat. We got that fuego. Recently, I got a comment asking if I could basically make a video about my honest opinion about nursing school and what shortfalls I witnessed in my program. First of all, thank you for the comment, thank you for the support. I think this is a sensitive subject, and I think everyone's experience may be different. Some programs might be better than the other, and some programs might operate differently in different states as well as different countries. I know for sure in the Philippines, y'all hardcore. You do way more than a nursing student would do over here.
Oh, excuse me. I'm gonna need...
Sorry, ma'am. I cannot attend to you right now.
Nurse, Pilipino ka ba?
Oo. Bakit? Ano kailangan niyo?
Wah, may di ba dalawang unang para sa anak ko? Oh, yeah.
Oh, surprise! Para sa magiging mommy! Ice chips, okay?
Oh, okay.
Oh, nako.
Okay lang? Okay? Good luck po.
Uy, salamat ah.
First off, I'd like to say that, I don't regret going to nursing school. I don't regret going to the nursing program. Nothing like that. It was a roller coaster that had its ups and downs.
Welcome to the Salty Spittoon. How tough are you?
But in this video, we're here to talk about the shortfalls. So let's hear the tea. And I ain't talking milk tea. That I would like.
This is exactly what I've been waiting for.
One, in my opinion, I think that my success in nursing has primarily been through good time management and self-studying. The lessons and lectures can only help you so much in the exam. Sometimes you'd have questions on the exams that weren't even on the lecture.
Are you kidding me?
In terms of the NCLEX, I would have failed miserably if I didn't do a lot of self-studying. If I were to try to take the NCLEX right off the bat after nursing school, 100% I would have failed. 2, you could be an excellent test taker and really book smart. However, in the real world, you gotta have way more than that. You could be book smart, but be an absolutely terrible nurse. My third point talks about the clinicals. Clinicals are great opportunities for students. They offer field work with real, actual patients. However, honestly, I still feel like this wasn't enough. Stepping into the real world, working as a real nurse, being responsible for your own patients. It's definitely a different vibe to it. A good new grad program or residency is really where you're gonna learn how to be a nurse. If I were to come to work as a nurse fresh out of graduation without a proper new grad program and training, let's say I just graduated, got my NCLEX, started working as a nurse, minimal orientation, minimal training, I would absolutely die.
Man, I'm dead.
And honestly, I'd have a high likelihood of probably hating the profession and wanting to switch. It would probably scare people away. My fourth point to piggyback off of that is that sometimes you don't get to practice enough nursing skills in your clinicals. Practicing your nursing skills on a real patient is very different from those mannequins that you have in your skills lab.
Help me! My leg!
IVs, NG tube insertions, Foleys, stuff like that. Like, it's way easier in the lab. If you can't get that done in the lab, I have no idea how you're gonna do it on a real patient. You don't have like a 300-pound Meemaw, and you ain't getting no tubes down, you ain't getting no Foleys down, you ain't getting no IVs down. If all you're used to is just the mannequins and the models.
The hell did not like her. Tell you true. Just look at your fatness. You ain't a prize.
You really have to be very assertive during your clinicals in order to maximize your experience. But even then, there's just sometimes not the proper opportunity. Personally, I wish I got to try more IVs before heading out of nursing school, and in terms of NG tube insertion, I never got the chance to do one. So my first time doing one had to be when I was an actual nurse. Don't let your patients know that though.
Stop the cap!
My fifth point is that some clinical instructors, not all of them, but some, aren't necessarily good nurses.
What did he say?
I won't mention any names, but by working in the hospital for a few years now, by experience and word of mouth, there's some clinical instructors that aren't very strong nurses in the hospital. Something I noticed too is that, they teach you the proper book ways of doing things, assessments. You do a full head-to-toe assessment. Full head-to-toe, like 10-15 minutes, right? That's fine and all, and very good practice. But in my opinion, it also makes students get so focused on performing the task, performing all of the assessments, rather than thinking critically about the specific patient. Like if your patient is showing signs of a sudden change in condition or something ominous, you gotta prioritize and think critically. Like if your patient is showing signs of a stroke and you move on to listening to their bowel sounds or checking their cat refill, I'm finna slap you. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out! That's what you get. Just kidding, maybe. My 7th point is that I think nursing school should also show students more career paths instead of just, focusing on the bedside stuff. Like I get it, the NCLEX exam is primarily towards bedside nursing, but some people don't want to do bedside nursing. That's not what they want to be a nurse for, but they should also weigh in their different options. Like you could be a cosmetic nurse, you could be an infusion nurse, you could be a home health nurse, you could be a case management nurse, informatics, evidence-based practice and research. There's so many different things, right? They didn't go through any of that with us. It's all as if everyone's going to be working in a hospital. They should also talk about, certain career advancements, like getting your master's or doctorate. And my 8th point, one last thing, is I wish that they talked about financial planning when you're working as a nurse. Financial literacy is so important. In my opinion, there really shouldn't be any nurses working paycheck to paycheck, especially if you're working in California or another higher paid state. As students, we're used to being broke unless you're getting spoiled by rich parents or maybe a sugar daddy or sugar mama.
Daddy, chill.
Once we work as a nurse, we make a lot more money than we're used to handling. We've never seen our bank accounts this big, and some don't know what to do with it and they just blow it. Proper money management and financial literacy, I think, is something that should be taught in all schools, any field you go to. But that's enough of the ramble. These are things that I find are shortfalls in nursing school, just based on my experience and what I know. Like I said earlier, in fairness, I do think that nursing school and nursing programs are primarily geared towards preparing you with your test-taking skills to take the NCLEX and getting your foundations down, as well as getting your feet wet with working with real patients. There's only so much you could do as a student. And the reality is you're going to learn most of the things when you're actually working as a nurse, and you're going to grow from there. You're still a baby and you're like really getting those foundations down. So, even though I mentioned all those shortfalls, it's not the end of the world, and I feel like the majority of the time people do all right. As long as you ain't one of those Florida fake nurses, I think we'll be okay.
You're a fake and a fraud!
What do y'all think? Leave a comment below, and if you like the content, be sure to like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, stay safe, stay humble. I'm out.